Hey guys, it's Pink Tea Rose and I'm back with my second video regarding my labor and delivery. This video will cover my hospital stay, so from the point that I had Taylor until the point that I was discharged from the hospital. I recorded this once before, but Taylor was making a lot of noise during the video, so I wanted to come back and re-record it for you all, so it will be better quality. So I'm just gonna get started. Okay, so in doing research before I had Taylor, I heard something about you being able to leave the hospital a little earlier if everything goes smoothly. So instead of you staying the traditional 2 days, you could stay one night in the hospital and leave if everything is fine. So with my delivery going perfectly well, with no issues, and like me not having any tears or anything, I tried to leave after the first night being in the hospital, and I was basically denied. Actually, we got very close. Like when I tell you, I got up, took a shower, got dressed. We had Taylor dressed. We had did everything from the birth certificate and Social Security information to her pictures. CJ was dressed. We had our bags packed. The nurses had started the process of us being discharged and everything, but they did a test to check for jaundice for Taylor, and the first time they did it, the way they check for jaundice is like a scale. So the younger you are, the more likely you are to have jaundice, basically. Each hour that goes by, you are at less risk of having like severe jaundice. It's hard to explain it, but if you have children or something, you may know what I'm talking about. They show like a paper and there's like a graph or something. So yeah, it's hard to explain. But basically, when she was younger, like the first day, before she was like a day old, I believe, there was mild jaundice there. And as the day progressed, it was still at mild. So they wanted her to stay an additional night, and they actually told us like right before we were getting ready to leave the hospital, like we had done everything. So I was a little upset about that because I had to backtrack and sit my butt down back in that bed. But it actually worked out well because I was able to get more help with breastfeeding that I really needed. And I don't know if I would have continued breastfeeding if I would have left that day and not got that additional help. So it all worked out. So that was the first night there. The second day there, we noticed that, well, they wanted to check her jaundice levels again. So they took her at like 4 a.m. in the morning. And that was actually a time that I was supposed to be feeding her in the morning. So I had started for like 15 minutes, which is nothing for them because probably 15 of those minutes I was trying to get her latched on. 10 of the 15 minutes I was probably trying to get her latched on. So they took her back to check her jaundice levels. So after they ended up checking her jaundice levels, they kept her in the nursery so the pediatrician could check her. So that was like 2 hours she was there and she hadn't ate. So our nurse noticed that her hands were shaking a little bit, and she said that a lot of babies do that. But she just had a gut feeling that she needed to check her sugar levels, because that's also a level of their sugar being low. So she checked her sugar levels, and the level for a baby is supposed to be at 40, and she was at 39. So the nurse came back to the room to let us know what was going on, and she said that basically we would have to stay there longer. They would want to want her to eat again and check her sugar levels after she had eaten. I explained to her that her last feeding had been interrupted. So I actually started crying then because I just felt like a lot was going wrong, and I'm like, please don't let my baby have diabetes or anything. So or be on the verge of being diabetic or something like that. Yeah, I was really nervous about that. During that time, the lactation nurse had came in the room with me, and she just talked to me. My mom prayed over Taylor, myself, and CJ, and that calmed me down a little bit. And everybody just kept telling me, like, right now she needs to be eating, and anything that you're feeling, she's feeling. So just try to stay positive or whatever. When you feel unsure, that makes her feel unsure and scared too. So the lactation nurse was very, very helpful, guys. So that was that. After I had her, the first 2 times I got out of bed, I had to have the assistance of a nurse. After that, I was able to walk back and forth from the bathroom by myself. The first night I was there, my mom encouraged me to like walk around so that I could, you know, start using my legs again, because I didn't have the epidural. And I didn't know this until I started actually walking that longer distance, that my back and my legs were actually like a little sore. So yeah, started walking the night after I had her. What else? My shoulders, guys. I had a whole bunch of shoulder pain and back pain. Like, my whole back was hurting. My arms were hurting really badly too. I don't know if it was from me pushing her out, or if it was from me breastfeeding. I forgot to take my boppy pillow with me to the hospital. So every time I tried to breastfeed her, I had to like prop pillows up. CJ was like holding my arm here, propping pillows there, and just trying to help me, you know, get her latched on. So if you are pregnant and you plan on breastfeeding, I would encourage anyone, please take your boppy pillow to the hospital, because I really needed it. Lack of sleep. I noticed that me and CJ started lacking sleep immediately. Like the day that I went in labor, basically we just stopped sleeping as well right at that moment. She stayed with us in our room every night at the hospital. They did have the nursery available where the nurses could take the baby out, but I just wanted to keep my eyes on her. And the nurses actually told me that that was best, and that they're actually doing away with the little nursery in the hospital, because I guess in their theory and research and stuff, they've learned that it's best for the baby to stay with their parents that first night as well. So, or those nights in the hospital. So, yeah, she stayed with us. And guys, I'm like always like anxious about stuff. I don't know why, but I was really nervous from the moment she was born that she was gonna like gag on amniotic fluid, and I wouldn't know how to stop her from gagging or choking. And that did happen a couple of times when we were in the hospital, but my mom was there the whole time. And as I stated before, she's a registered nurse, so I know that she knows how to deal with that situation, because it actually happened to my baby cousin. And had she not been there, I don't know how the situation would have turned out, because he had actually started turning blue, and he was like a week old or so. So I was really nervous about that. I guess that was like a traumatic experience that I had, that it just stays in the back of my mind at all times. So was really nervous about that. And that's another reason why I wanted her to stay in the room with us. But I just couldn't sleep heavy. I couldn't sleep at all, really, because I just wanted to keep my eyes on her. They brought her to my room, I think it was like an hour after she was born, so that she could go ahead and latch on. I think that, well, I know that in my breastfeeding class I went to, they said that that's best for the baby and the mother, as well as skin to skin. They kept like stressing that the whole time we were at the hospital with me and CJ. So yeah, they brought her there, and breastfeeding was it was difficult. It was, I'm not even gonna lie. They did have to give me a pump, a breast pump, so that, you know, my milk could keep coming in. And with that, guys, I promise it was like 2 drops of calcium, I think that's what it's called, that was coming out of my breast. I still needed CJ. He was very helpful with like helping me get her to latch on. In the hospital, the easiest, I guess, position for us was laying on my side. She was able to latch on my side. It didn't really hurt in the hospital, but yeah, that I'll touch on that more in my 1-month update video. So the lactation consultants were very, very helpful to me. I was told in my breastfeeding classes to never send a lactation consultant away when they come to your room, and I use them. Like, without them, I don't think that I would be breastfeeding. I don't think I would have made it at home. So I'm so glad that they have those services available at the hospital that I was at. We were told to go ahead and contact our pediatrician to schedule her first appointment before leaving the hospital. So we actually scheduled that appointment on Friday, and they were able to get us in the following Monday. Yeah, to have her first appointment. When she was discharged from the hospital, she weighed 6 pounds and 4 ounces. Yeah. 6 pounds and 4 ounces. The first day she was supposed to be discharged, when she was like, if we would have left a day after she was born. Let me backtrack. Okay, when she was born, she weighed 6 pounds and 13 ounces. If we would have left a day after we were in the hospital, she weighed 6 pounds and 7 ounces. And when we were actually discharged on that Saturday, she weighed 6 pounds and 4 ounces. So, yeah, they told us that that's normal. All babies lose weight in the hospital. I've never heard of any baby gaining weight in the hospital, but hey, I'm sure it happens. I don't know. We also called our insurance company to let them know that she was born, so that they could go ahead and prepare to have her placed on our insurance. So did that, and they told us that they would be sending out her insurance information, or information that we needed to complete so that the process would get started for her to be on our insurance. They also told us that it would be retroactive from the day that she was born, so we wouldn't have to worry about not having it in effect the day that we took her to her first appointment. At discharge, it was a great relief, guys. We were discharged on Saturday, and it was just like, finally, I was so happy. I'll talk about the ride home in my next video, which will be her 1 month update. She is 1 month, so please stay tuned for that video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and like and comment and subscribe to the channel, please, if you're not already. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.